I never thought that a punctured rubber tire could have such a big effect. In order to allow Pakistanis to buy affordable and durable sports equipment, this leading company specializing in waste rubber recycling has adopted this approach, using cheap recycled rubber tires to produce tennis balls with high quality and affordable prices. In Pakistan, local people mainly rely on motorcycles for travel. Every year, a large number of motorcycle inner tubes are damaged and discarded. Therefore, the boss who saw the business opportunity, the plan is to use these discarded rubber inner tubes to produce tennis balls with higher profits. The first step in making tennis balls is to process the tire rubber. Workers will put it into the chain opener. The two rollers of the chain opener rotate in opposite directions to produce strong squeezing and shearing forces on the rubber material so that the three-dimensional cross-linked network of the tire rubber can be mechanically torn, thereby achieving the purpose of restoring the plasticity of the rubber. After continuous roller, the tire is squeezed and sheared and gradually changes from a complete rubber to fine rubber particles. Next, the processed rubber particles need to be transferred to another open chain machine. Because the performance of waste rubber is poor and the angle of magazines, it is also necessary to add appropriate proportions of reinforcing agents and vulcanizing agents to the rubber particles. This process mainly mixes various raw materials to make them more evenly mixed. Everyone knows that this thing looks dangerous but is not safe at all. Once a novice fails, another novice will take over. As the raw materials are continuously mixed and tumbled, the rubber material is gradually rolled into a rubber block of a certain thickness. Then scissors are used to cut the rubber block into long strips. Then scissors are used to cut the material into squares. After the rubber block is cut, the worker will put the rubber block into the vulcanizer. The vulcanizer consists of two concave and convex molds at the top and bottom. The mold is combined to form a vulcanized wood gun. At the same time, the top and bottom of the mold are equipped with temperature-controlled heating devices. In this way, under high temperature and high pressure, the rubber in the mold will undergo a cross-linking reaction again to transform the rubber from a plastic material to a highly elastic material. It can be seen that the rubber after demolding is similar to a hemisphere and has a certain elasticity. Next, the vulcanized rubber needs to be put into a punching machine for punching so that the entire rubber can be punched at one time. Cut the hemispheres from the rubber. In order to splice the hemispheres into the core of the tennis ball, the end faces of the hemispheres need to be polished to enhance the bonding strength. Then glue can be applied to the end faces of the hemispheres. Their daily output is still very impressive, at least within 5 million pieces. Then the two hemispheres can be spliced into a rubber core and placed on the iron frame. Then the glued tennis core needs to be, after being put into the mold and locked with bolts, the mold is placed on the grill and heated by gas to allow the glue to cure quickly under high temperature conditions. It only takes less than 2.5 minutes to heat the entire mold and then put it into the water cooling pool for cooling so that the rubber core can be demolded. Next, the workers will first put multiple rubber cores into a plastic barrel and add an appropriate amount of glue to shake it. After stirring, the wool adhesive surface can be glued to the rubber core. The whole tennis ball has two pieces of wool adhesive material similar to large window stickers. The double color design can make it more sporty. In addition, the seams at the joints need to be glued and covered with white thread to reduce the resistance of the tennis ball. After the bonding is completed, the next step is to put them into the mold one by one and use gas to heat the mold. Heating speeds up the curing of the glue, thereby increasing the bonding strength of the felt surface. Once the tennis balls are made, they can be packaged and sold. This is a very clever way to utilize waste.